Over the summer, some of the world's biggest clubs reinforced their squads to push for silverware. Some teams were very active in the market, while others decided to sit back and observe. And that is why today, we will be giving our brutally honest opinions on your club's transfer market.
Sounds good, Millie. How's it gonna work?
We're gonna be going through the arrivals and the departures of each club to determine if they had an S-tier transfer window or an F-tier transfer window.
We all know where Manchester United is going to end up with Millie. I won't get too ahead of myself. What's the first club?
The first club up is Bayern Munich. The Bavarian Giants saw key additions in Paulinho and Olise from the Premier League. However, they saw two major departures in De Ligt and Mazraoui go the other way to England. Do the arrivals outweigh the departures for Bayern Munich?
Right off the bat, this is one of the higher tier transfer markets we've seen of any club, in my opinion.
Yeah, if you just look at the outs.
No,
But
no.
If you have to
look
take
at the
into
ins,
account the the ins, yes.
Yes,
But if you
okay.
take into account the outs,
brother, they got rid of Deadwood.
that's
Well,
Deadwood.
They got rid of Deadwood.
They got rid of the lit.
Deadwood.
He was a starter.
Deadwood.
Brother, De Ligt, Deadwood.
Bro, in
And
one
Mazraoui.
season,
And Mazraoui.
in one season, Dyer went from a bum to a starting position over De Ligt.
Yeah, but that's because they
Dyer
needed some
and De
ball
Ligt
playing.
played each other.
Yeah.
Played with each
Because
other.
of
Propaganda
injuries.
continues.
Because of injuries.
Yeah.
Because of Upamecano and
Pupa Meccano.
is
and Kim. Bro, Upamecano and Dyer is the starting
Okay.
center back duo.
Okay.
The best starting for them.
They brought in good players, but they also lost some good players. Do I come out of this summer saying Bayern Munich's this incredibly improved team? And you have to take into account they swapped company for Tuchel also.
Well,
that is
Tuchel
true.
for company.
Are we considering that a transfer?
Yes,
Yes.
that's
I-
part of the transfer window.
Okay.
They changed their club over the summer.
this is something that, listen, Olise, very good Premier League winger. Is it enough because you have Sane there as well? I don't know. It's a little tough to say. Eric Dyer is your starting center back. Not ideal if you want to go deep.
Bro,
in the
he's
Champions League.
good.
Well, no, they signed
good.
Ito, but he's out
he
for a
got
couple
injured.
months now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you're losing players that a lot of fans really appreciated in a De Ligt, in a Mazraoui that had decent performances for Bayern Munich. Are those really the players you would have seen leave?
I'll give this B.
B?
Yeah.
Considering the departures, I do think that's fair, boys. What would you rate them?
I think Olise and Paulinho, spectacular transfers, and I think the guys that went out are gonna hurt a little bit, but they have depth in those positions. I'm gonna say A, surprisingly.
No.
Mazraoui
too
for
high.
15 mil is not justifiable,
I agree.
especially the same day you see Wan-Bissaka go with 1 year left on his contract for more money.
But you
than
scammed.
Mazraoui.
You scammed West Ham.
Yeah. What do you mean we scammed West Ham? We scammed both teams if we're asking.
But even
real,
De Ligt, how much did Manchester United buy?
45 mil.
That's a
Like,
good deal.
to me, that's crazy low.
I
Like
do think
considering that they bought him for what, 60 million a couple of years back.
Well, even more, I think.
Yeah.
60.
60 or 70, something like that.
You're
With
losing.
the Juve transfer back in the
Yeah.
day too, like there's some heavy money around this guy.
You're losing a young starting defender. You're losing Mazraoui with no replacement because
And it's not even like De Ligt was bad for Bayern.
he wasn't.
He was good. The fans all loved him because they actually said he was the best defender last year.
but they do have Kim on the bench. So
Or you have Mazraoui, you have Alphonso Davies.
yeah, but on the right
but-
side,
Yeah, on the right
Who's on-
side,
who's
is
right back?
really not much there.
They can
Kimmich.
Sasha Bowie.
They have Kimmich, they have Sasha Bowie, they have players.
fair. I'm gonna go low B.
I do think like a high to middle B is accurate here. I think for now, let's put them B.
That's good. Amazing music to my ears.
Bayern Munich confirmed B tier. The next team up, though, we're going to London. It is Tottenham Hotspur. Ange's squad will look to new arrivals in Dominic Solanke and Archie Gray to push Tottenham into a Champions League spot. Key moves make Tottenham deep and a potential dark horse in the Premier League. Where do the boys have them? Yeah.
And outs.
Emerson Royale.
Oh yes.
Oliver Skip,
Oliver Skip.
Emerson Royale, Joe Roden.
Joe
Eric-
Rogan.
Joe Rogan. Did I say that wrong?
Joe Rogan.
Joe Roden.
What is it? Rodden?
Joe Rodon.
And just publicly said that he's better in his second season. But now have the players helped this? I mean, Solanke is a clear upgrade. That's the one that jumps off the page.
Factos.
But in other positions where they needed help,
What do you
I
think they
love
needed
this
help?
transfer window.
you love it?
I love it.
What about
You
it,
love
bro?
I love it.
This is flirting versus harassment because Bayern is a much better transfer than this.
Yeah, but Bayern's also like wasn't. Bayern's doesn't fit with the identity of the club. That's my thing.
Yes, I agree.
Spurs, this is a project. Like Archie Gray for 40 million, we're gonna look back at it. Archie Gray for 40 million kind of reminds me of when Arsenal bought Ben White. Like everyone's kind of scratching their head, like, that sounds like a lot, but there is a player there, but it sounds like a lot. I think it's gonna be an amazing
Where's he
deal.
gonna
I
play?
think Solanke is gonna be an amazing deal against Leicester in his debut. He was pretty good.
Pretty good for 65 million euros is. I don't know.
He was good. He created like
He was
0.4
good.
XG.
I give this an A.
3 shots on target.
I
give this
don't
an
see
A?
this
I
as
give
an
this
A.
an A. I think Odegaard is also underrated.
I find Spurs did not have depth last season, and that hurt them a lot. And
And
this
injuries.
season, because of injuries. But this season, like, did they really improve that depth?
Bro, you didn't need defenders. You have enough defenders. You didn't need fullbacks. You have fullbacks. Udoji's injury was the reason, and Van de Ven last season. But aside from that, their backline's chill. Their goalie is fine.
Yes.
All they needed was attacking. I mean, Richarlison was a big
Just
problem.
And we could look back at Bergvall for 10 million in a couple of years and say that was the biggest steal ever. Like, not ever, but
But I do think it is a value buy there. He is a very decent player.
Never seen the
I-
lad. I'm not gonna cap. I never seen the lad.
I just don't see players like Archie Gray as like a value under the radar signings.
That's like
Where's he gonna play?
a championship player of the season last year almost.
Like
Yeah, but
Championship player of the season.
Is that going to upgrade your team? Not necessarily.
Yes, bro.
Not right away.
He's doesn't play like him, but it's kind of like Caicedo. He's that midfield right back hybrid that can play both. Like he is a very special player.
I really like their team. I don't know. These transfers don't really move me.
Because look, they were top 4. They were 4th.
Yeah, I don't remember.
5th?
No.
Fifth.
They were 5th.
They fell off at the end of the season.
Yeah, but I mean, they were battling for the top 4. Now, will that push them further than that? I don't
That's
think
what
so.
I'm saying. I don't know.
It's gonna be status quo in my opinion.
So boys, where would you put Tottenham on this tier list?
I said A.
I'm gonna say B. If Bayern's A, for me, I'm putting Spurs B.
I like the outs though. I'm low-key putting them C though. I think
C, I
just-
think C is like very
maybe
harsh.
maybe I'm not aware of these players, but these players for me are very depth signings, and I feel like they needed like a Solanke. Is that really gonna move
Brother.
the needle?
Bro, did you see how good Solanke was last season?
Brother.
But that was because he was at Bournemouth and he was the main man there.
But now he's the main man.
And listen,
The real
you look at the departures. Oliver Skip to Leicester.
Very good sale.
That is a very good sale,
How much
considering
was
that he
it?
wouldn't
30
really
mil.
be playing. Pretty much. 20,
Okay.
23.5 million euros.
25 plus 5 in bonus.
Nice, we're putting out the
now we're
bonuses
just
now.
now when
Where the
you-
agent
we're
fees?
adding
When
bonuses.
it's Man United with Xerxes, it's at the agent fee, it's at the bonus.
you're the one that's complaining. Now you're adding them.
Add them all.
It looks like Varvar really rates this transfer window. Firms, not so much. Paolo and I, we're both in the middle there. We're going to put Tottenham B tier below Bayern. The next team up, we are going to France, more specifically, Paris. The main story for the Parisian outfit was that club icon Kylian Mbappe has left the club. A harsh departure was alleviated by some key signings in João Neves and Désiré Doué, leading a youth revolution for the French club.
Whatever into the club you're saying does not matter, brother. You lost Kylian Mbappe.
That's
Yeah.
a big.
There's like a galaxy-sized hole in that out. Like, no
Literally.
matter who you brought in, it was never gonna get filled.
Yep.
Do you think there's like a tax, like we're viewing at their transfer and we're saying it's shittier just because Mbappe is not there?
Okay, because we're working with what? We're working with what we think.
Yeah.
And then what we saw through one game.
Yes.
Now they look decent, yes, because guys like Barcola are stepping up, but
None of them will really replicate Mbappe, you know what I mean? So automatically it's a failure.
there still is quality on this pitch.
But do you think that Mbappe, listen, obviously he's the best player in the world, but it gives now younger players the opportunity to really express themselves rather than, okay, just give Mbappe the ball and hope for the best.
Yeah, but what are the odds that any of these young players ever do what Mbappe has done on the football pitch?
They don't
Like
necessarily need to replicate what Mbappe has done, just a fraction of that.
Goncalo Ramos already injured. I know it's this transfer related, but
Yeah.
that actually just shows you that you bought 2 strikers for a combined what of 120,
100
Way more.
190 million, and you can't even say either of them are nailed on starters.
Yeah.
And now when one's injured, now what? I mean, if you would have brought an Osimhen, now you're pushing, now you're moving the needle.
Exactly.
Collectively as a unit, I think it's a good team. I still think it's a good manager. But with the quality they have, bro, you need veteran players. We've seen it before. And who is you have like Marquinhos, you have, and that's
Well,
it.
but then
it.
you have Vitinha that's been there for another year.
Kimpembe.
Kimpembe, true, but I mean, there's just too much inexperience on this field. They didn't get what they needed. Like, to me, this is almost an F. Almost an F.
I was about to say, this is probably a B if you don't even include Mbappe out. Obviously, with Mbappe out, you have to knock down a couple levels there, you know?
I love João Neves. I think Doué, I'm not too familiar with his game, but
The players they bought are good, but to me, this is a C.
This is a C for me
nothing
also.
more.
They completely mishandled the Mbappe situation for the last 2-3 years. Like, this isn't a shock that this happened. And you have to take that into account when you're giving a grade. I think C, I'd put the middle of C for now. I do think there's teams maybe on this list that have done a bit better. But yeah, Mbappe's too big of a hole.
Aside from you guys saying C, I know I can now safely put them F because I look at this list of teams and aside from Milan, there's no other teams that had this bad of a transfer window.
Oh, boy, a little sneak peek.
We might have had a better transfer window than PSG.
No.
That's all I'm saying.
Well, you didn't lose an Mbappe because you never had one.
Leo.
Millie, where's
Better.
Real?
It looks like, unfortunately, Mbappe was the anchor that sunk PSG to C tier. But up next, we're going to see if Mbappe is the reason why they're in a higher tier. The current La Liga and Champions League holders bought new players, but not just any player. They bought the best player in the world in Kylian Mbappe. With Endrick coming as well, it doesn't seem like Real Madrid are slowing down anytime soon.
Now, if you were just looking at this from the outside, you would say, yes, this is a good transfer window. No one's debating it's a good transfer window.
Bro, you brought in Mbappe.
Yes,
We can't use the negatives for PSG without using the positives for Real.
but is it an S transfer window?
When you bring in the best player in the world on a free on top of that, there's a debate.
Okay, I don't know about a
So
free.
we add agent fees
Yeah,
for Xerxes,
exactly.
but Real Madrid we don't
Okay,
add agent
add
fees
100
and
million in Euro
commission.
fees. Add 100
No, it was
million.
not. It was more. It was like 200
you're
mil.
correct.
Okay,
You're
but still
crazy.
200 million for Mbappe, worth it. The
is.
best
I
player in the
agree.
world.
I agree.
So-
I agree.
And now think per position, you didn't need anyone in any position as a starter. Mbappe was the only thing you could have gotten.
Facts.
Well, listen, you have Toni Kroos, not necessarily an out-and-out starter, but a very key piece that Real Madrid team retired. That's still a hole that needs to be
Chouameni,
filled.
Camavinga, Valverde, like
Yes,
Yeah, they're
but
stepping up.
like it or not,
Modric,
none of those players were at
Modric.
Toni Kroos's level.
you can't find a player of Toni Kroos's level.
Roger.
The transition though is optimistic. Like it's a good transition. These
You're-
midfielders are young, they're good. They've won a Champions League before, so they
You're
can do it
being
again.
unrealistic, Barbar.
No, I think Real Madrid is the best transfer window we've spoken about so far.
Yes.
Of course.
I'll put them high A if I'm being for real.
I think you have no choice but to say S. They got Mbappe. The same reason why I put PSG F, because of Mbappe, I'm putting Real
Brother, we
S.
lost Toni Kroos. Like
Nacho.
Nacho. Now you have to
that
play
Joselu?
Jesus Vallejo at fourth center back.
yeah, what's,
But
what's
like it or not, Joselu was a very important piece to that.
And
Champions
Nacho
League
played a
run.
lot of games in that Champions League run. A lot.
and what's happening with that depth in defense?
Exactly.
Who's gonna play?
It's
Exactly.
not an S tier transfer window because there's still some, even though they're not major holes, there's still some one or two small mini cracks.
Yeah,
in
Real's the
cement.
biggest club in the world. You guys are using unrealistic standards. You're talking about, bro, where's the defense? Where's the depth? Bro, they have they play a 4-back, they play 3 center backs that are better than all of our starting center backs, best center backs.
Last year's squad was more complete than this year's squad. Complete.
They don't
star
have-
power. This one has more star power.
And we've spoken about this before, I think, on the pod as well. Like, they don't have an out-and-out number 9 like a Joselu.
Yeah.
It's very difficult to play now without a man there just to cross it in, finish those chances. Now they have to create their own chances, get inside the box. But listen, you do have Mbappe to kind of relieve that pressure, but it seems like they didn't address everything just yet.
Look, I'm happy with putting it A, but I see an argument for S as well because of Mbappe. That's about it. So I'm gonna put it A.
I do see the argument for S tier. You bring in the best player in the world, but it didn't seem like they addressed all the small issues that they had in that squad. So I'm going to put them high A tier. That's where we're going to put them. The next club up, though, is another CL historic club. Firms, get ready. La Diavola have seen Pioli depart and Fonseca enter the club, and new signings have followed suit. Morata, Fofana, and Emerson Royal add the necessary depth to an already dangerous team. Will this be enough for Milan to win the Serie A?
Firms, it's your time to convince me why I shouldn't put this F tier.
Because it's not, bro. You look at.
Oh, yeah, you got me.
okay. You look at what we need.
There's no defeating that one, bro.
That's a good one.
That's like it is what it is.
It is what it is.
What are you gonna do?
It's the same thing.
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna list you the positions that we needed: CDM, striker, and right back.
Okay, you're missing like 8 more positions there.
That's not true.
Okay, wait. Yeah, that's perfect. Now you go to striker.
Yes.
Okay, downgrade.
Morata to Giroud.
Downgrade.
Some may say it's a downgrade, but I feel like
say? What would
No,
you
that's
stop
an
that?
upgrade. That's an up. You guys
the way-
upgraded, bro.
Bro,
For the way we play, maybe we did.
You
But I
upgraded.
prefer Giroud.
Giroud was
personally.
Look, bro,
perfect
I'm
for
on my
Milan.
hater shit right now. They upgraded there.
For
okay?
13 million, it's a good deal. You can't deny
I think you have this image of Giroud like maybe the Scudetto year Giroud.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah, he was very good, but the last season of Giroud, unfortunately, I would not
Bro, he
take
was
him
a
over a
consistent
Morata.
performer.
No, I'm happy to let
was
Giroud
good.
go for Morata. I think it's a good upgrade in the grand scheme of things. As a player, bro, you're talking about a World Cup winner who won us the Scudetto for a guy who couldn't even start for Atletico Madrid.
But now, Firms, these players that Milan have brought in, you're looking at Emerson Royale, you're looking at Pavlovic, you're looking at Morata.
And I guarantee.
Is that,
We haven't seen them play yet.
I know, but is that give you confidence that you could like maybe compete for the Scudetto?
Now, bro, I'll give
we
you the
needed a
personal
season.
guarantee. Emerson Royale is certified ass, like certified.
But somehow will still be good for Milan. You have no idea.
No.
Serie A.
Someone like Pulisic flourished under Milan. So I don't
Yeah,
see
but
why...
Pulisic was actually good at one point.
And
Emerson
Emerson
Royale
was
has
good.
been ass since the day he was born.
No, he wasn't.
He came out the womb ass.
That's
you are
hater
not
shit
watching
right
the
there,
Real
bro.
Betis days, bro.
That's hater, right? 20
First, I
million?
believe this will be a generous grade. I'll give it B tier, around around
That's
Bayern
fair.
Munich.
I mean...
No.
Bro, to
this
put
is
them
like-
on the same level as Bayern Munich
But
is
Pala,
crazy,
Pala, let
bro.
me
It is
understand your
crazy.
logic.
Olise,
Let
Paulinho,
me
and I'm
understand
talking
your
about
They have a
Fofana,
manager. They have a manager
Morata.
change in there too.
We changed the manager to a better one.
Not for
a
league,
forward-thinking
not
one.
domestically.
I need you to
Pioli
calm
was the
down.
best you had for domestic.
We can't say that because Fonseca's been doing like
Pioli won
decent
the
work
league.
so far.
He's
Pioli
been
won
doing
the league
decent
4
work
years
so
ago.
far.
Bro, he tied Torino at home.
We always got to see preseason and he was great there.
You beat you beat U7s of Manchester
but
City.
the ideologies
you
are
beat Real
forward-thinking.
Madrid's like
Barbar, we have youth products just chilling on the bench who could potentially be next up. Pioli would have never
Ours are
played
on the
them.
pitch. And Bangula starts.
Who
Our
the
next and Bangula, bro. Goal and assist in his first Serie A game. Ours are on the bench. Bro, your bench, bro. On the bench.
That's crazy work bringing
Okay.
Mbangula up, bro. That's
CDM,
crazy.
bro, we were missing someone like Kessie for years, and we brought Fofana, who
had 0 Serie A appearances.
Yeah.
Keep going,
what does that mean?
bro.
But we just brought him in.
Unproven.
Fofana is
Zero.
yeah.
Unproven.
You literally said a month ago, oh, Fofana's gonna be a full-time French starter. No,
He will
won't,
be. In
bro.
the future, he will. Give
I
him
don't
a
know what
couple
this
years.
future
He's
is,
young.
brother. Brother's 25 years old. He ain't got that much time left to be a French starter. You got 19-year-olds already on his
Okay,
heels.
Emily, calma, because if 25 is old, then Inter is geriatric.
Yeah, but I'm not calling my a Bastoni or a Fratesi and saying, yeah, wait for the future.
That's true. This is true.
That's crazy.
This is a good catch, Millie. That is a good catch.
That's crazy
listen,
work.
C tier. Cut the shit, C tier.
I mean, shit.
And you're lucky- and-
this is B. This is B.
Firms, listen, I'm going to be generous with Milan. You guys didn't lose any key players like Teo or Leao, so I think that's working itself. With your additions, I think lowest of B tier is reasonable. That's where we're going to put them. The next club up, we are going back to Madrid. Atletico Madrid have been one of the most active clubs in the transfer market, with a number of departures, but many major signings in all phases of the pitch. The question is, did they have the best transfer market out of all the clubs?
If I'm an Atletico Madrid fan, I am very,
I'm becoming.
very happy with this transfer window. I can't cap.
They have been the most active club in the transfer market pretty much, with at least big name signings. You're not seeing...
There's one club we have yet to speak about that's always more active than ever.
Yes, one of the most active. And the players that they're bringing in aren't necessarily bench warmers here. They're bringing players that are directly improving the squad.
They're bringing in Euro winners, proven players.
It's hit after hit after hit. This is a good transfer window.
Listen, is Griezmann going to be confirmed this season staying? Do we know this?
As of right now, it looks pretty likely. As of right
Oh,
now.
yeah?
He had
And
those
you know,
LAFC
and you
links
know,
back in
just
the day.
because I said as of right now, that
Yeah,
means
he's gonna-
he's
That's
joining
Varvar
LAFC by the time this video comes out.
That's a Varvar guarantee right
Yeah.
there.
But they needed to make improvements, and I think they did in all the positions they needed to. This is just like textbook.
Yeah.
Do I want to say S though? That's
It's an S
the
for
question.
me. It's an S for
for
me.
you?
The signings they made increased their floor and their ceiling. So
And
for
they
me,
got rid of they got rid of
Deadwood.
basically, but they sold like guys like João Felix 60 million. You're coming out of this market almost
50, but yeah.
60.
Forget Deadwood. That brother was
Agent
a log.
You're coming out like
That brother was a straight log. Forget Deadwood. They couldn't get rid of this brother.
but
And
do
you
remember
still somehow found someone to buy him.
they still paid like what 120 mil for
Yeah,
him back in the day.
I mean, they plus any
Agent fees.
Yeah, agent fees. But plus any loan fees that they got over the years, Barca, Chelsea, whatnot.
For a flop, they got their money back.
But now, what does this transfer window, how does it differentiate from Real Madrid's? Because Real Madrid brought in Mbappe. So if that's not an S,
Yeah,
like,
but
you know what I mean?
Atletico had way more departures. A lot of like the old guard is kind of out there now. So you have to bring in these names that will automatically be on that team sheet when it comes game time. So I don't know. I don't see Real Madrid's situation as dire because they've done such a good job of integrating young players.
Oh, that's fair.
I'm
They
gonna
improved
say
striker.
A. I'm gonna say A.
Yeah, I'm gonna say A as well.
Because I'm reserving S for you're getting an Mbappe. You're getting a player of the generation. You know, Conor Gallagher,
Ain't an Mbappe.
Sorloth. These are just very good squad players. But A for me.
I really think this is closer to lower S. Like not the highest S, but this is like you didn't really lose major players in the sense that like keep players to how you perform, but you reinforced, you upgraded at almost every position in my opinion.
They upgraded striker, which they needed, midfield, and center back. So I think that's a perfect window.
I think
it's an A.
this entire transfer window just rejuvenated the club. It's like it added like a whole like stimulus package to the club.
So boys, it looks like we have 2 votes for S tier, 2 votes for A tier. Let's settle this once and for all. Where are we gonna put them?
Because I'm putting them A above Bayern, I think it should be low S.
Low S?
I'm okay with S.
S.
So we do agree Atletico deserve at least bottom S. That's where we'll put them. The next club, boys, we are headed to Manchester and it's looking a little red. Eric Ten Hag will be getting key reinforcements and players for the future. Major backline reinforcements with De Ligt and Lanioro arriving, along with attacking options like Joshua Zirkzee, show that Manchester United mean business.
Yeah, honestly, this is a blatant F tier.
Like if we're gonna be completely honest here, like no bias aside, like if there was a tier below F, I'd put it there.
Look at
No, that's harsh, Melly.
you have
F is fine.
Look, you have the graphic, you see it. Look at those outs and look at those ins. It's only the ins are just quality after world-class players, and the outs is just shit.
If you would switch the ins and the outs, I think your team would get better.
that was literally.
Literally what I was thinking.
Looking at me like, like I was supposed to
Save us, Millie.
Like I was supposed to do something here.
Millie, honest
Barbara, you take the
assessment.
floor.
No, honest assessment.
Melly, you love to twerk on VAR versus Manchester United.
Twerk season, bro.
Like honest
City.
assessment is like this is probably your best transfer market in a very
Yes.
long time.
Yes.
I would
100%.
agree.
And we're about to. I don't want to jinx it. Ugarte.
Yeah, Ugarte.
Yeah,
bro.
City, Barbara
Jinx,
guaranteed,
Ugarte.
Jinx City.
Okay, Varva, what did you need going into this transfer window?
Center backs, new center backs.
And you ended up getting?
New center backs. I was about to swear. The guys that we got there were not the guys.
Wasn't it Lisandro, Maguire?
Lisandro.
Your boys.
The only guy who is the guy there is Lisandro. Maguire's like a solid support piece. Lindelof should go to Besiktas here or wherever he should go to. Varane just got a transfer to Como, got injured 15 minutes into his
Brother,
first
you were
appearance.
hyping up.
Brother, you say that, and then you get Lanioro, and then gets a meniscus.
Yeah, but
ligament
no
fracture.
injury before that, so I don't mind.
And that's first of
man.
many,
De
bro.
Ligt.
First of many.
Like, bro, we went from having only one good center back and one like all right one to 3 good center backs and one all right one to be like the depth.
Okay, hater shit aside, this is a good transfer window.
It is.
And I think if you get Ugarte, then basically you have a solid team, bro. Like this is, I don't think it's pushing top 4.
It's a building block.
But I think it's getting there. But you still have Ten Hag, which is like
Fast.
keeping Ten Hag, it makes your transfer window down.
Like imagine
a
if you
level.
got a coach, like
Yeah.
a different coach, that would have
Bro,
been.
you did not say this about any other team on the
Yeah, but
list that they kept their coach.
Well,
because
which
they
ones
kept
are bad?
Simeone and stuff.
Brother,
Well,
Yeah.
Milan brought Fonseca. in.
Luis Enrique, you
So
have
much better
Eric
than
Ten
Hag.
Hag.
So much better.
Scafrique, bro.
Bro, I can assure you by Christmas, Eric Ten Hag is going to be out of a job and you're going to be being managed by, who are you going to be managed by? Van
Nistelrooy.
Van Nistelrooy.
Straight to glory.
By Christmas.
I'm not
Mark it
even
down.
bringing up the fact that our assistant managers and everyone in the back room we're all ex-managers.
Juventus,
We got the
bro,
best
you-
back room in the
Juventus
world.
got a new fitness manager, S tier. Give me a break, bro.
Bro.
I think this is, I don't know about you guys, but this is hovering in the A's.
A's?
In
bro,
my-
you
in my
actually do
opinion.
ridiculous tricks
I
on
don't
Melly.
think, bro, no
Bro,
one
you're
else
giving-
brought in
you're-
defenders
you-
like
I'm gonna
this.
be
Be honest,
gawk,
Pala,
bro.
Pala, Pala.
This is B tier textbook.
No
If
one
you're
else
putting-
brought in defenders like this. Nobody. Not Juve.
Nobody's doing it like us, bro.
Nobody cares.
No, I mean,
Bro, you brought in
big.
Lenny Oro. Lenny Oro, please give me a break, bro.
The best young defender in the world. Give me a
he's
break.
not. not. No, he's not, bro. No, he's not. You could have gotten 3 other players, which you would have hyped up just as much as Lenny Ora at center back.
I just think there's been a lot more thought with these transfers.
Agreed.
Doesn't seem like it's impulse buys. These are like very smart, constructive buys. I'm putting them lower than Real Madrid, though. I'm gonna put them middle of A.
I think signing Xerxes is better than signing Mbappe. Personally.
Okay, I need you to calm down. Like that might actually be an F.
I might put them at now. No, I'm gonna
Treading
go
a fine
A.
line there, boss.
I'm gonna go A as well. I think it was a good transfer market.
Crazy. I'm putting them B.
So for Manchester United, we have 2 A tiers, 1 S tier, and 1 B tier. That'll average out to an A tier, but below Real Madrid. The next club up, I think everyone has heard about this club the last 2-3 weeks. Let's take a look. The most active club in the transfer market for good and bad reasons. Departures of key squad players seems inevitable, while new players are joining weekly on major contracts. Time will tell if these players will be fruitful for the Blues.
Isolate the signings like Pedro Neto, like João Felix. These are good signings on their own, in my opinion.
Pedro Neto,
That's
very good player. I will
injury
admit,
prone.
very good player. But even healthy, he's a 60 mil player.
No. Healthy with another season.
Healthy, he's a 60 mil player.
Not in the current
Injury
market.
prone, in my personal opinion, he's not worth 60 mil. But he has yet to prove that, like fall off the bone, like Pedro Neto, they got a special for him at McDonald's. Fall off the bone.
God
Like,
damn.
When he played and he was healthy for Wolves, he was amazing.
yeah, you know how he has less Premier League goals than like.
But you know he doesn't offer goals.
Hoyland last year got more goals in Premier League than
no shit, he's a
Pedro Neto
striker.
than Pedro Neto has in his Premier League career.
Obviously, the guy.
Pedro Neto has 4 Premier
The
League
guy is
goals
not a
and it
goal
gets you
scorer, he's
60
the
mil
right
transfers
winger.
nowadays.
Jamie Vardy has as many goals in the last 3 Premier League seasons as Anthony.
But Anthony's ass, I can tell you,
Irrelevant
Anthony's
stat.
ass.
You're not comparing apples with we're not comparing apples here, bro. This is Pedro Neto is not a goal scorer, but now this is where I get to the shitting on Chelsea part. As a whole, this is not a good transfer window because
There's no direction.
There was no direction. There's no need. But it almost seems like
Look,
it's something.
the amount, like you guys see the graphic on the screen, the ins, there's a whole lot of ins there, okay?
Well, there's a lot of outs.
Yeah, there's a lot of outs, but that out's got to be a lot more chunkier if you were bringing this many. Because we already said, look, that gym going to be filled to the brim. Like
I
the
saw
brim.
those jokes. I saw those jokes. But
So-
bro, let Todd Bailey cook. He says he wants to sell.
There's a week left. Let Todd Bailey
Bro,
cook.
he says he wants to sell 15 players before the transfer window closes.
Yeah.
Good luck, but now you're going to be selling them on a very heavy discount because now everyone knows you need those players
And I
out.
want Dua Lipa.
You want her, bro? Go get her, bro. The world is yours.
There you go.
You watch
Anything's possible.
anything's possible. I mean, she
listen-
got a man right now, but good luck with that.
Listen,
You
Chelsea,
saw those marks on the shower?
On the shower.
Yeah.
Should have been me.
How this is brought up in a transfer window video
That should have been me.
only happens here, bro.
Only
That's
up-
what- Anyways,
only up
back to Chelsea. You think Wolves is having a sigh of relief because they got rid of Pedro Neto 60 million?
No.
Not a sigh of relief.
Wolves wanted to keep the brother, but it's just a numbers game.
I mean, they took that money and they invested it really well into guys like Strand Larson. And wait, was Strand Larson this summer?
yeah. I did not go into this summer saying Chelsea need a Pedro Neto.
No, I don't think they
but
needed
brother,
anything.
what do you go in? Like, who do they need? Really, who do they
don't
need?
technically need anyone.
They need
They need
a Lord and Savior. That's what
No,
they need.
that's not a good answer.
Like they thought. I honestly thought they would learn from their mistakes the last transfer window or two, but clearly they have not. I'm debating whether to put this in F, just because that there's no direction and, bro, you're bringing in players and people are like, where are they gonna shower?
Just as of right now, the
that's
ins and
crazy
outs
work,
that we
but-
see on the screen, it's an F. But I think it's salvageable the last 2 weeks, but you need to do insane work.
If you can financially pay these wages, if you can finance this FFP wise, it's a C. But now I wish there was a Chelsea fan here so I can ask them, brother, if I can take, not even Dewsbury Hall, if I can take João Felix and
Come on, bro. You got it.
Pedro Neto,
and Pedro Neto, thank you. If you can take the money from just those 2 transfers
And invest it
and maybe
elsewhere.
scaff a little Dewsbury Hall in there, that's like 160 mil altogether, and now buy a guy like Osimhen, so you don't have to start Nicholas Jackson week in, week out.
Yeah.
Would you do it, yes or no? That would take them up to a B.
They'll probably do it. In my
Not
opinion, they would
that
probably
Nicholas
do it.
Jackson's a bad player in itself.
He played pretty well against Man City. I'm not going to
I
keep
think
play pretty well.
he's a good player. He's better than the likes of like Hoylands of the Premier League.
Yeah.
and that's not even I'm just not trying to hate.
Realize how Hoyland's the bar? Like
The bar for shit.
it's
Yes,
always
thank you.
compared to Hoyland. It's like compare Hoyland to others.
it's because it's your comparison. That's why.
It's the bar.
Once
we do
again,
it for you.
Millie said he would pick Hoyland over Thuram. Just
I,
did say
no,
that.
you keep
did say
saying it. I had never said
Mil-
that.
did say that.
Firms, did he say it?
Yes, he did.
Okay.
Where?
You said it. Doesn't matter where.
Firms' domicile.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, it's because he's the bar for mediocrity, so I like to compare him
Exactly.
to that bar. But imagine Osimhen in this transfer market.
And
Yeah,
it moves the
would have
needle.
moved the needle.
Like there
Moved the
haven't
needle. It
been
didn't happen.
players that move the needle.
Brother, there's no player that moves the needle if they gotta sell 10 players and then we could talk about moving the needle.
What's the problem? Well, like if they can financially afford it, what's the problem with holding these players?
So Sterling making 300K a week just playing PlayStation at home is perfect.
But what Pal is saying
Who's
is that
gonna pay 300K?
what Pal is saying is that you already bought Pedro Neto, you bought Joao Felix, and then you end up buying Dewsbury Hall for a certain amount that you could have just bought Osimhen. That would have helped at least.
Brother,
you're saving 2 locker room
So
spaces.
so you're telling me the difference between Pedro Nieto and Sterling is worth 60 mil?
But that's what
Sterling's a
I'm
good
saying.
player. Sterling's a good player.
That's what I'm saying, though.
Yeah,
take
but if
that
it
money,
doesn't fit the
take that
manager-
money, get Osimhen, and with the remaining money,
How does he not fit the manager? Maresca was assistant manager when Sterling was at Man City. I don't understand. Obviously,
Enzo Maresca wasn't doing the tactics.
Enzo
for
Maresca's
Pep.
ass. Let's just put the
We haven't seen it
needle
yet.
in the coffin, bro.
The
He's
first
ass.
game was honestly pretty good.
2-0 loss at home. I don't care how you put it. Ass.
I think they were good in that first game. But
This is a C. C.
see.
I'm gonna keep it a buck here. Listen, you're talking about Raheem Sterling. You're talking about those players that haven't left yet, thinking that they need to leave. I don't see that happening in a week. I think they'll be in a worse position. Overall, complete mismanagement. I am putting them F tier on this one.
Enjoy,
right, so-
enjoy the trips to Uzbekistan. Enjoy playing against Borat.
So, boys, where would you put them finally? Bottom of C or top of F?
F.
I'm saying bottom of. Well, I said.
Bottom of F.
Yeah, no C. I'm saying C.
I said bottom of C, but I'll agree with F. I think
F is
that's
crazy.
I feel like they deserve it.
So, after some deliberation, we will be putting Chelsea as F tier, the first F tier on the list. Now we will be heading to Turin to see what the old lady is up to. Juventus had a great start to the transfer market with Douglas Luiz joining the club. They continued the form with Cabal and Thuram joining their ranks as well. Do they now have the pieces to compete for the Serie A title with Thiago Motta at the helm?
All I need to say to justify this window is watch the first game. If you watch the first game, you see already the implications of our signings. Juan Cabal was elite. He may not be elite like he's a good passer, but he may not
Brother.
be elite dribbler. But brother, this guy was insane.
You're playing Como, a newly promoted
Who
team.
the f*** is Mbangula?
Yeah.
Bro,
Literally.
And Mangula is from our next gen, so that's not even a transfer. Bro, we scammed Aston Villa. How much cash did we pay for
A
Douglas
player who
Luiz?
didn't even start your first game.
Exactly.
God.
Exactly. That's the level that Juventus is at right now in Serie A.
Yeah, in my opinion, Thiago Motta moves the needle. Like that's a coach that I'm happy to say that okay, Juventus upgraded. You know what I mean?
Thuram looked
Anything's an
great.
upgrade on Allegri. Come on now.
Thuram, Douglas Luiz, sure, but then, bro, Juan Cabal, I could get like, who cares? Like,
Bro, you're gonna
what
keep
is
saying
gonna
that.
do?
You're gonna keep saying that until you watch him.
Juve, like when I talk about Bayern and I say Bayern's MO for signings, like this is not it. I feel like that's the same for Juve. Like these are
100%.
not the MO signings of Juventus.
What's
Bro,
the
a French and a Brazilian midfielder, that is the MO for Juventus.
Yeah, but it's the type of player and where they're coming from, Pala. It's not.
What does that have to
You
do with
guys
it?
Bro,
aren't
you used
signing
to bring
players
in Pogba, Vidal, Pirlo from your rivals. Now you're bringing in Kalulu from your rivals. Like
instead
the
of looking,
standards are shit.
Instead of looking at a Roma or you're looking at like actual starlets, you're looking at Hellas Verona for players. Like
But what were we saying about Milan?
Selling Sule and bringing in Nico Gonzalez for the same price is not good movement.
You say that. Keep saying that, bro. I know he got man of the match in his first game for Roma, but keep saying that, bro.
I'll admit I think Di Gregorio's a decent signing. I think the way you lost Szczesny is not ideal, but Di Gregorio.
You brought in one of Prem's best midfielders. I know he sat on our bench the first game, but that still happened. And we got it for, I don't know, 20 or 30 mil, plus Baranakea and Ealing Jr., which were two guys that were deadwood on our
That's a
team.
good deal.
And those guys are now sitting in the stands watching the Aston Villa games.
But Pala, the problem is that happened at the beginning of the transfer
What's that got to
market.
do with anything?
I mean, since then, it's like Juve's just tried to sign Todibo, not really anything there. Tried to get rid of Chiesa, nothing really there. And then you guys froze out half your team.
Your
Like,
first couple of weeks, I looked like an S window was coming up. Right now, I'd put you bottom of B, lower than Milan and Bayern.
No, I think
I
they
could
brought
agree
in
with
more
that.
quality. They brought in more quality than Milan.
I don't
my
think
opinion.
I wouldn't
Maybe
say so, bro.
Player for player, like what? Douglas Luiz, sure, he's better than that. Who? Like
Fofana is better than Thuram in my personal
I
opinion.
agree.
Oh my
I agree.
god!
Yeah, I
bro.
don't think
Oh
so.
my
Yeah.
god! Why do we use the bar?
I agree.
This is not a Juve type signing, but yet Milan's allowed to buy whoever the hell they want.
it's
yeah,
been
because
working.
Because Milan signed
been
whoever the hell they
working.
want, and they're shit.
Milan signed nobodies,
working.
bro.
Exactly, they signed nobodies.
it's been working every year, bro.
It's been working. What has
We
it
won
been
the
working?
Scudetto in the past 5 years. You didn't. That's just
Milan
How many
went
do you
into
have?
the summer with a lot less holes than Juve, though. That's fact.
I agree.
100%.
But
the
now
whole team
Mota
is-
come in and he
You
kind of
don't have a
exasperated those
layout.
holes.
You don't have a layout, and you don't have a tail.
We don't need it. We're still gonna finish above Milan in the table.
Yeah, like every.
I think
other
you
year.
guys need to have done just a touch more. Just
It's not over. Coop miners.
Brother, you can't justify anything higher than, let's say, like a low B because you did go into your first game starting Mbangula as left wing.
And he scored and assisted a goal. But
Yeah, he's
continue.
ass, though.
But keep talking, bro. Never seen the brother. Scored and assisted a goal. Has as many goals as Anthony has in his whole career at
Brother,
Manchester
like
United.
certified ass.
Scored and assisted, bro.
I don't know how you did that.
Okay, so boys, officially where are you putting them?
Low B.
A.
I'm gonna go.
A is crazy.
No,
A is
now
crazy.
I'm moving back down to C because I can't allow him to say A.
I just personally think this is better than Milan, worse than Tottenham. I put them in between on B tier.
A tier.
So averaging out where we put them on our individual tiers, we will be putting them in between Tottenham and Milan on the B tier. The next team up, we will be going to Liverpool. Liverpool have failed to make a transfer this summer, showing that they feel comfortable with the squad that they have. Arne Slot was the new arrival. However, we're going to need to see how that team faces against some top improved clubs in the Premier League.
Just on the surface of things, this transfer window does not look good. Let's not.
Zero transfers in. This is easy for the
let's
guy who
not
makes
shu-
graphics.
Let's not sugarcoat this. This one does not look good on the grand surface of things. But Liverpool fans, I'll give you credit. Arne Slot looks so far to be a good appointment. So far. I'll give you so
But
far.
You dropped from Klopp.
I agree.
That's a
I agree.
downgrade?
But doing nothing sometimes I said this about the
Bro.
Ten Hag appointment. I said this about not sacking Ten Hag, and I'll say it now, even though it's one of my arch nemesis. Sometimes doing nothing is better than doing something.
But they changed coach. So already they did something, and then you're not backing up your coach really. So I mean, what justification is there?
They're
to not
waiting
put
to
them F?
buy the right players. Like Zubimendi, they tried to buy because he was the right player.
With Arno Slot at the helm, with the most amount of games in a regular season ever, we're going to have to see if no signings is the move. I really don't think so.
Under Arne Slot, players like Szoboszlai and Gravenberch look more promising than they did under Klopp.
But that's not a sign.
I have a question, Vavar. When a center back gets injured, let's say in a reality where Van Dijk gets injured, bro, they're done. Kwanzaa and
Kwanzaa looks somewhat promising.
yeah, I
don't
do. I
think
agree.
so.
Yang.
I really don't
Kwanzaa and
think so.
Konate.
Van Dijk isn't the same player that he was 7-8 years ago. Like he has lost a half step here and there. Like you've seen in the Champions League, not last season, but even the season before, he did make mistakes. Premier League, he did make mistakes. He wasn't this invincible player that he used to be.
Oh, I
5 or
definitely
6 years
agree
ago.
on that. But I'm just talking about center back depth. We saw like Manchester United is a prime example of having backup center backs is important. You guys are
agree.
scarred now from that,
I
which
agree.
is why you're stacking up.
And Liverpool had that same exact center back injury crisis a couple of years ago.
yes,
that-
when Gomez and Van Dijk.
Gomez, Matip, Van Dijk all
Yeah.
got injured at the same time.
You no longer have the Matip.
And one negative that we're not talking about because it's not up in these graphics, but Trent has 1 year left on his contract. I'm pretty
True.
sure Van Dijk has 1 year left on his contract. Salah doesn't have that much longer, I
Who's left
believe, on
back?
his contract. Robertson,
For now.
not getting any younger.
Yeah, exactly.
Tsimikas is the backup. Like they could have improved the depth as well. Like
I think they could have set up for the future better, in my opinion. You could
Trying
have
to buy
signed.
dynamic players. Like,
But
Yeah.
but they're only going for players they know will work, which I don't think is a terrible strategy. It's
It
not the
depends, yeah,
best.
but it slows down the process
I agree.
of a transition.
I agree, but
it needed to happen now.
But Liverpool can't sit around and waste money. Like they don't have that much money to throw around, so they're
you're
not
in the
gonna sit
Premier
there.
League. You're finishing top 4 in the Premier League, and you don't have enough money. What are you doing financially, or your owners are just taking out money? I don't understand. Because instead, yeah, we're struggling for pennies over here.
yeah,
to
but
pay
yeah,
our
we're still
wages.
competing in European competitions. Like clearly, Liverpool there is.
But you also don't have a Salah, Van Dijk, and
Liverpool is generating a
Trent.
lot of money.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. It's a huge brand, but I don't know. I do think C tier, but the question is above PSG or below PSG?
below PSG.
Below PSG, definitely below PSG.
Even
Is
with
it
the loss
higher
of
than
Mbappe?
Juve or?
Yeah.
Or Juve's in B tier?
We're in a different tier. man.
egregious work.
Yeah, you're in a different tier.
We are all in agreement here. Liverpool are C tier. We're going to put them below PSG on this list. The next team, though, we are going to the Blaugrana. The Blaugrana were expected to have an eventful transfer market season with links to Nico Williams and the purchase of Dani Olmo. However, that doesn't seem to be the case, with new coach Hansi Flick stating that La Masia products will be the future.
Let's not overreact here. I know I said sometimes doing nothing is better than doing something. And
I want to keep that.
I think that, look, bringing in Nico Williams would have been amazing. I'm gonna put it C next to Liverpool.
Bro, bringing in Mbappe would have been crazy. They could not afford that, bro.
Yeah, but I'm gonna put it next to Liverpool. I think it's the same case as Liverpool.
I just see.
Yeah.
I don't see the direction Barcelona is going. I think it's just, is it money issues? Is that what it is?
Seems like confusion. They
yes.
don't know what they're doing.
Firms, yes, money issues.
But like why are you like trying to keep Gundogan or something? Like, is the money that bad?
He was
Like,
pretty much your best midfielder last season, and you're just letting him walk because of a disagreement. It's
and for what? Like, Dani Olmo is a good player, but then you're really risking this, like, your team just because of, like, I don't know, Dani Olmo?
the question is Dani Olmo a good fit? People say no, people say yes. It's kind of divided on that, but I think everyone would have wanted Nico Williams at Barcelona way more. I think Barcelona fans could be disappointed in this transfer market. There is an argument for like lower C tier.
Let's not act here like Dani Olmo's some scrub player. He's still a very
he's
good
fire.
player. Still a very good player. I just think it's a C.
Might not be up, but Paul Victor, I think he's a good player.
And Flick, you have to bring Flick into account.
True.
True. And that's an upgrade.
I think it's a
I think that's a good reason to not put them F and put them C. Because I think the manager change is great. They could get, well, they got Dani Olmo, so that's just an upgrade. It sucks that they lost Gundogan, so...
That's actually true. I forgot about Gundogan. But you bring up the point of Flick. Yes, Flick in theory is a better manager, more proven than Xavi. But for a team like Juventus, you're saying all these signings aren't Juventus-esque. Where exactly is Flick playing Barca ball?
Well, yeah, maybe not,
he's
but maybe
renowned.
that's what Barca need right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Is to be a little more different because
Coleman-
you've tried it with
Coleman-
Xavi and Coleman.
Coleman wasn't
Healthy.
He wasn't like that.
Clearly not healthy. And Flick seems like he's going to put a lot of trust in La Masia too. So, I mean, Barca could be a little relieved that they don't have a money-hungry, transfer-hungry
That's a
manager.
non-negotiable at Barca. If you're a Barca manager, a non-negotiable is promoting
Lose
youth.
talent.
Bro, Barca promote youth for Real and Barca together. That's the top tier.
All right, so we're putting him C tier, but where exactly would you like to put them?
Right next to Liverpool.
I'm gonna
treacherous twins.
I'm gonna say treacherous twins like Varvar.
So above Liverpool?
Next to Liverpool.
Well, next to. On the left or the right next?
Left or right, don't matter.
Under.
You pick.
So Barcelona will be next to Liverpool in C tier. We are now down to the final team on our list, and it is the Gunners, Arsenal. The Gunners seem to have all the pieces to compete for the Premier League. However, it felt like they were missing a couple pieces. With the additions of Calafiori and Mikel Merino, do they now have enough to break Manchester City's dynasty?
It's good we did them last because Varvar has said it multiple times. Doing nothing is sometimes better than doing
They
something.
didn't do nothing.
You brought in two really good squad players that Arteta hasn't even used, Calafiori, and Merino hasn't seen the light of day yet. But as a recording, it's like it's edging on being completed. So
Marino's
once it's
edging Arteta right
Merino
That's
is
what he's
edging
doing.
Arteta. And I think those are two perfect signings for a team that was already perfect to begin with.
You were already there anyways last year. You were pretty much toe-to-toe with City. Like, the fact that you didn't get worse means that, okay, everyone's kind of bought into the project. They may have what it takes to kind of just get over that hump there.
And they won 2 trophies last year. So
2 trophies.
yeah, one is the Community Shield and one's the second place the Man City trophy that supposedly they get every year now.
That was a good one.
Waiting for that one.
I'm playing chess. These guys are playing checkers.
Oh my god, bro. Oh my god. That's so
Okay,
funny.
I'm putting them B because I think Calafiori, excellent signing. They didn't do much in the transfer window, but what they did do, I did like. And Merino, I think he's a good player, but has busted in the Prem before at Newcastle. So I have it B. I think it's better than Milan.
I have it B. I have it.
I think it's also better than Como's. I think it's better than
Como had a very good transfer.
Loki
though.
Como
Como
can beat.
Como S tier. But I'm putting them. I put Spurs in the top of B. I'm putting Arsenal right below Spurs. In
I
B.
think B is fair. I mean, Calafiori is a good player. Merino's a good player, but
We gotta talk about the actual signings.
yeah, the actual sign. So then it could even be an A. Could even be an A because these players are very good. Like Calafiori has
Yeah.
been insane.
And no outs.
last season.
Actually, there was a couple outs. We made some money this transfer window. And must be said, getting rid of Emil Smith-Rowe.
40 million.
And Nketiah, you basically went net even on the Calafiori deal. So basically, all you had to spend, net spend, was just Merino. which is fine. In my
Honestly,
opinion.
Good.
Marino's a very good addition, I think. He'll be very reliable. But
I'm gonna have to start reading him now because I never did.
might have to get a Marino Arsenal kit now.
That's not in the basket.
I'm going to agree with the guys here. I think Arsenal did just enough. Nothing too crazy in this transfer market. Seemed like overall it was very quiet around Europe, but we did get some monster transfers. Let us know what you guys think about these ratings. Where would you put these teams? And we'll see you guys next week.
And as always, we want to thank our patrons. You guys help us make this content every single week. And if you haven't checked it out, make sure to check out our Patreon. We're releasing weekly content. We got group chats. We got FPL drafts. We got all kinds of shit.
Keep it in.
Like the boys said, thank you so much for your support. We'll see you next video.